Hey, what's up you guys? I hope you're having a good day. Now today's video is the 30-day song challenge, which I did back in June of this year. Now I did it on my Instagram for updates and for cool photos and stuff. Occasionally I post. Yeah, I want to get to 150. I'm at like 142 as of this recording. 30-day song challenge, what it was is, for those who don't know, you get a prompt for every day, then you pick a song that fits that prompt. The one additional rule that I made for myself was I didn't want to repeat any artists. Day one was Color, and I picked Childish Gambino's Redbone. I picked this song because it's just ridiculously chill. I mean, you've got Gambino's vocals, which are amazing. I mean, what a talented man. Donald Glover is like the most talented man on the planet. I mean, seriously, he's a director, he's a writer, he's a comic, he's a musician. Like, is there anything he can't do? Like, seriously, is there anything he actually can't do? Because I swear, he can do it all. I'm very, very jealous of him. But going into the song, his vocals are amazing on it, like really chill, and so is that bass line, which is just amazing. It's one of those songs where you just chuck it on in the background and you can just chill to it, you know? It's not really like those sort of like hype-up party song, you know? That's not really its vibe, but its vibe is for just chilling out. Day two was a song you like with a number in the title. I picked Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. What a song. I mean, obviously, you know, the White Stripes being an amazing two-piece band, but yeah, early 2000s song, and just that bass line is iconic. Well, not actually a bass line, it's actually played on a normal guitar, and it has like 3 different effects on it to make it sort of sound like a bass, but it's not actually played on a bass, it's actually played on a guitar. Anyway, but that bass line is amazing. It's one of the most iconic bass lines in the history of music, probably. A song that reminds you of summer, I picked Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams, because what an iconic summer song. I mean, it says so in the title. What more can you say about it? Also, just, yeah, a really fun song. I don't think anyone would have any really extreme complaints over this pick. So that takes us to number 5, which is a song that needs to be played loud. I picked Linkin Park's Numb, because what an angsty song that is, team. Like, just scream along to it with, you know, with Chester. I mean, really, just scream a lot. Like, it just has to be played loud, you know? It's one of those songs that has to be played loud. Yeah, and for me, it's Numb, you know, because you just scream along with the chorus to it, and it's brilliant, and it works, and it's amazing. Day 6 pick was a song that you need to dance to, and for that, I picked Travis Scott's Sicko Mode. I don't dance very often. I'm not a very good dancer, or a dancer at all. So I struggled really with this category. However, picked this song because it was the last song I actually danced to. What a banger it was, team. What a banger. I mean, it was last year, you know, it came out last year, I believe. Yeah, just a banger of a song. I mean, you sort of can't help but to, like, you know, you sort of do the like jumpy dance, you know, to it, you know, the more like the club dancing, you know, that sort of style. Again, I'm not much of a dancer. Quite a difficult category. Day 7 was a song to drive to. I picked David Bowie's Heroes because just listen to it. Not gonna lie, this pick was very much influenced by the film Perks of Being a Wallflower, in the scene when they're going through the tunnel, and they're playing in the background, because what a scene, team, and just what a song as well, just soundtrack wise as well. Yeah, I mean, and without that movie that sort of influenced the decision, it's still an amazing song with amazing meaning, you know, and sort of this hopeful vibe about it. Yeah, and I really like the idea of driving to it. Day 8 was a song about drugs or alcohol. I picked the 1975's whatever the name of the title is. So, if you listen to the song, it's not really clear that it is about drugs or alcohol. You sort of have to listen to it quite a little bit more closely. Sounds more like he's talking about like a lover, but he's actually talking about cocaine. Fun facts right there. Yeah, it's about the lead singer Matt Healy's cocaine addiction. Really good song, and really interesting how they sort of, you know, made it like a little bit more subtle. I sort of dig that. Day 9 is a song that makes you happy. I picked High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, because this song is like when I found it, very, very quickly became my like pump up song, you know? It's just such a good feel good vibe to it that just makes me happy, you know, listening to it. It just pumps you up, makes you feel good, and sort of just whatever you're like doing gives you that motivation to do it, you know? I picked Johnny Cash's version of the song Hurt because listen to it. What a heartbreaking song, team. Heartbreaking. Like, oof, the feels, you know, just so sad. Just listen to the song, and if you don't feel sad after listening to that song, what is wrong with you, you know? My God. Sad song, team. Very, very sad. Day 11 was a song you never get tired of. And for this I had to pick American Idiot by Green Day. Probably one of the, like I mentioned in my playlist to my life video, a song that I got into was sort of the song that got me into Green Day. And so as a result, it's sort of like my go-to. Yeah, as a result of that. Green Day is definitely just for me one of those bands where I'm never not in the mood for Green Day, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're in the mood for hip-hop, sometimes you're in the mood for EDM, or country, or whatever, you know? But for me, Green Day is just one of those bands I'm just always in the mood for. You know, it's playing in a playlist of mine or whatever, and it pops up, and I don't skip it, you know? I don't skip a Green Day song, guys. I just keep listening, and I'm like, oh, and it's just lie back and listen to it. And for me, the ultimate of that is American Idiot. Brilliant song. Amazing. To day 12. For me, that was Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, because I got into them during my preteen years. And yes, is it an incredibly basic pick? Yes. However, it was the song that got me into Nirvana, so I sort of have to pick it. Yeah, so it sort of just represents, for me, it just represents that time in my life when I was sort of, you know, starting to really formulate my opinions when it comes to music. And definitely, like I mentioned in the playlist to my life video, was very much when I was more of a rock purist, for lack of a better word. Day 13 was a song you like from the 70s. I picked the Eagles' Hotel California. Because, what a song, guys. Like, we don't really know what it's about. Like, we think we know what it's about, but we don't know what it's about. What have you got? You got the songwriting, you got the vocals, team, you got all the bloody guitar. How many guitars are playing, man? I'm pretty sure there's like a 12-string guitar, a 6-string guitar. There's probably a bass in there. Pretty sure there's drums in there as well. You know, like, what an assembly of tunes, team, and it all just works well together. What a song from the 70s, guys. Like, immediately I was like, yo, Hotel California, how can I get this song into the list? And then I was like, yo, 70s. Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. It's just a really pretty song, guys, you know? And just, like, how can you not these days think of, like, weddings and think Ed Sheeran, you know? Because it's just good vibes. It's just such feel-good, lovey sort of style, you know? And I dig that, and I sort of imagine this song playing at my wedding when I'm dancing with whoever, if I end up getting married. Who knows? Day 15 was a song that's basically a cover that you really like. For me, I picked Chris Cornell's version of Billie Jean, because he takes the Michael Jackson original, he strips it down, and he reveals something completely new about the song. Like, you don't really realize how sort of fucked up the song is until you listen to this version. And if you don't, like, get that gut punch sort of reaction to it, I don't know what's wrong with you, you know, because it's a complete gut punch. Right in the gut. Oof. Day 16 was a classic. I picked Elvis's hit, Jailhouse Rock. I mean, classic, guys, absolute classic. How can you not pick it? How can you not pick that? You know, it's so good. I legitimately don't know what else to say. I mean, Day 17 was a song you'd like to duet with. For me, my pick was Queen's version of Bohemian Rhapsody. Would I butcher this version if I did a duet? Yes. But one of my greatest memories was when I was at the Green Day concert, and before they came on, they played this song, and the entire arena, guys, the entire arena was singing along to this song, and it was one of the most beautiful moments I can ever remember in my life, and that's why it took this slot. Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters. What a song. Beautiful. Day 19 was a song that reminds you of life. For me, I picked the Beatles' Let It Be. Just because I think it's just, again, the vibes of the song and sort of what it's about, and just reflecting on life and sort of trying to have more of a carefree attitude about life. You know, we're only on this planet for so long. A lot of stuff we worry about, we probably shouldn't worry about. And like, also, the majority of things that people get upset about, it's like, that doesn't really affect you, so why are you worrying about it? You know, just let it be, guys. Just let it be. Day 20, song that has many meanings to you. I picked A Great Big World song, Say Something. It has many meanings to me because it's sort of, you know, you get the vibe of a relationship, but I think also if you dig a little deeper, there's probably definitely some connections there to potentially to mental illness and suicide and stuff like that. Sort of, you know, those more darker topics that I really like. Yeah, and just, again, what a song. Hits you right in the feels, team. Hits you right in the feels. Day 21 was a song that you like with a person's name in the title. For me, this was XXXTentacion's Jocelyn Floors, which I'm sure I mispronounced. Again, great song. I didn't give enough respect to X while he was alive, to be honest. And I'm a bit gutted about that. It's a shame that, you know, we don't really give people a chance. A lot of time, like musicians and artists, like you find an artist after they die. That always sucks. I mean, say what you want about him, but what a song he left, you know, as were his other songs, which were great as well. Day 22 was a song that moves you forward. For me, this was Eminem's You Lose Yourself. Yes. Basic pick. We've got a lot of basic picks on this list, team. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so for me, this song was just, I don't know, it's definitely that song of just motivational song. Opportunities, you know, come by, and you have to take them, you know, in life. You have to shoot your shot, you know. You have to buy a lottery ticket in order to win the lottery, team, right? You've got to do that sort of stuff. And it's just a song that serves as a reminder to that, and I think an anthem to that as well, and that sort of thinking. So that's why it hit that slot. Day 23, a song you think everyone should listen to. For me, this was John Lennon's Imagine. Now, here's the thing, what I sort of took everyone should listen to as everyone should listen to it, as in, don't do anything, chuck some headphones on or some earphones in, and just listen and read the lyrics and have a little bit of a further look into it. You like actually really listen to it and get its vibe. And its vibe is basically saying, so many of our problems in the world really wouldn't be problems if we didn't divide each other up and be like, yo, you're in this box, you're in this box. And the whole process of othering people, which is counterproductive, I think. But that's a video for another day. Day 24 was a band you want back together. For me, this was Oasis, and I picked Don't Look Back in Anger because, yes, I'm not so basic that I would pick Wonderwall. Oasis, what a band for a start. Band that's probably never going to get back together. In fact, like, as much as I would like to see them back together, I think it would end up with one of the Gallagher brothers murdered. So probably don't get back together, Gallagher brothers. Because I don't want one of you dead. That's not cool. Don't kill each other, please. Just keep not talking. Well, I mean, hopefully patch your shit up. Because it's sad, man. Like, don't do that. Day 25 was a song by an artist no longer living. For me, I took a little bit of liberty out of this one, and I picked Jimi Hendrix version of Star Spangled Banner, which was a performance he did at the 1969 Woodstock appearance, and it's basically the American national anthem, except he plays it on the guitar, and he basically turns it into a complete protest against the Vietnam War, which is amazing. He like, you can hear the airplanes coming in, and you can hear airplanes coming in, you can hear like the screaming of the people being bombed, and it's a really, really interesting take on it, and just a showcase of Hendrix's amazing talent and why he is and forever will always be the greatest of all time when it comes to guitar players. Like, name another player as good as Jimi Hendrix. You can't. Jimi Hendrix is in a complete league of his own. Day 26 was a song that makes you want to fall in love. For me, this was The Scripts, For the First Time. Just a beautiful song that sort of, I think, captures what the kind of love that I would like to have one day. Of, you know, meeting someone and just you're constantly finding out new things about them, and that, yeah, it sort of never gets old, you know, and you never really fall into a routine. I don't know, yeah, it's just definitely a song that makes me hold out for love, and sort of makes me sort of keep that little hopeless romantic sort of side to me, and sort of not fall into being a bit of a cynic, which I think is quite easy to do these days. 7 was a song that breaks your heart. For me, this had to be Passengers, Let Her Go. To me, this song just captures the thing with when it comes to breakups, and that is sort of not knowing how good something is until it's gone, and that message, and I think it immediately captures that meaning. And that's something I think we forget a lot of the time, is we take things for granted too much, and I think this song reminds us not to do that so much. Day 28 was a song by an artist whose voice you love. For me, this was Janis Joplin's Piece of My Heart. There has not been someone like Joplin since Joplin, you know, and there never will be. Yes, there was that, there was a singer on America's Got Talent who was amazing and had like a Joplin-esque voice, but still, just Joplin's voice, there's something about it that just gives you goosebumps, you know, and it's so rare that you get that with singers. And I don't know, it just captures it, you know, it just absolutely captures it, and just, you can't help but listen and be amazed at that voice. Day 29 was a song that reminds you of your childhood. For me, this was the Jonas Brothers, Burning Up. Bro, I'm not even ashamed to say, I was a Joe Bro stan, man, when I was little. I was a Joe Bro stan. And to be honest, I still am. When they dropped Sucker, I was like, yo, they are back, boy. I'm not even ashamed to say, man, I like the Joe Bros, man. They were dope. And they're still dope. They're still kicking. And that's awesome. Yeah, so this song, you know, Jonas Brothers, huge part of my childhood. So I had to have them as my pick for day 29. We have reached day 30, team. Day 30 is a song that reminds you of yourself. And for me, this was Jimmy Eat World's The Middle. Basically serving as a song, I think, that sort of represents where I am in my life at the moment. And that's not necessarily in the middle, hopefully, because that means I would die at the age of 40. But you know, you still got a lot of time. You know, we're in that awkward transitional period, you know? It's like finished with school, but not really in the career that you want to be in. Yeah, and that's, you know, the whole thing of like, we're still figuring it out, guys. We're still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. I don't know everything. And I know you guys don't know everything, even though you're on the internet, and that's the way it seems a lot of the time. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up down below. Feel free to drop a comment. What did you think of my my 30-day song challenge list? Chuck down your own if you want to. I will also link the playlist down in Spotify and in the description down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I make videos every week, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.